You guys are always asking, could there possibly be any birds in that birdhouse with you buzzing it all the time with your quads? And I'm here to tell you, the answer is yes. I'm Joshua Bardwell, and you're going to learn something today. We're doing another FPV module shootout, but we're doing something a little different than I've ever done before. The first thing we're going to do differently is we're going to go to a place where there's lots and lots of multipath reflections. Multipath reflections make FPV receivers work harder than anything else. And the tests that I usually do where we fly around out in my house with some trees and stuff, yeah, that's how a lot of people fly, but it's not how everybody flies, and it's not the most challenging thing you can ask a receiver to do. So that's the first thing we're doing different. And the second thing we're doing different is, the problem is that when you take 6 different receiver modules, you put them all up at the same time, it's awfully hard sometimes to see who's winning. So we're going to do them 2 by 2. And we're going to pick a winner, and the winner will move ahead. And in order to help me with this adventure, I've got with me, here he is, Bob Davis.
Hello.
Peckerwood FPV. You want to plug your channel? And yes, we do know that in some contexts, Peckerwood means something, but that's not what it means in this context.
No.
It just means a good
I
old
should change
boy.
my name.
Well, you know, it's a good question, Bob, because on the one hand,
Keep thinking that.
it means what you want it to mean, but on the other hand, if it creates a lot of confusion, maybe you gotta wonder. I don't know.
I'm so far into it now.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta double down. So these are the Lumenier Axii patch. They're 5.5 gigahertz patches. In the past, I have been using the TrueRC X-Air. This is a slightly lower gain than the X-Air. It's going to have a slightly wider beam pattern, but they're pretty close in performance. Pretty close, not that much difference. And this one is, as you can see, well, I don't have the TrueRC here to compare, but it's a lot smaller. And actually, Get FPV sent me a bunch of these to use in the test, so thanks to them for sending them, and product link in the video description, naturally. So this test is going to be the True D versus the Dot King. The idea is that Furious FPV only gets one horse in this race, and so whichever one's better is going to advance, and the other one's going to get knocked out. And I ain't going to try and do nothing fancy. I'm just going to go up here and try and make some bounces. Dear God, those come out of nowhere. How are we doing? We getting breakup?
Yeah, from the bottom one.
The Dot King is breaking up worse?
Yeah. Getting some breakup from the True D, but okay, not as much.
All right, pretty clear decision there, huh?
Yeah, definitely. The Dot King that's breaking up.
Okay, I'm gonna come out. Anything else?
They're both good.
They're both good now. I'm gonna desync this thing. You hear it making that noise? How about if I go over here behind the metal? How are we doing?
They're both breaking up, but Dot King worse.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back in and set it down.
On that.
And that actually matches what I saw in my previous test when I did it at my house. The Dot King was worse, at least I thought so. Other people have tested the Dot King and say it does much better. Firmware is up to date. This is not pre-production hardware. It's retail hardware. Maybe I got a dud, but there you go. So the Dot King is out, and the True D is in. So this is RapidFire versus Laforge. RapidFire is on the latest, I think it's 108 firmware. Forge is on 4.2 firmware. And the RapidFire is in mode 1. Oh right, my quad is being kind of weird. I'm going to fly, this is good, right here. I'm going to fly in. I'm in the middle now. How are they looking?
They're about the same.
About the same, huh?
Top one's broken up a little bit more.
Top one is Laforge, if my memory's correct.
Still about the same.
We're a little closer now. I'm going to get a little further away. You may get weird bounces. Still about the same?
Yeah.
Alright. Coming back out. Hello. I'm going to hit that. Now here they should look fine, of course.
Yeah.
What do you think? You need a little more? Or you feel like you got a decision?
Yeah, do one more. That's really close. If the top one's Laforge, it's losing.
Yeah. The RapidFire has the OSD with the RSSI display, the readout at the top. Okay, I'm coming back out. Alright. So did Laforge beat RapidFire?
I don't think so. Not on here anyway.
Yeah. Okay, that's to be expected. This is Laforge versus TrueD. TrueD 3.7, Laforge 4.2. We just saw RapidFire slightly edge out Laforge. Let's see if TrueD can edge out Laforge. Maybe we'll run them against each other if TrueD beats it. Hey folks, we thought this one was a pretty clear call in the field, but looking at it in post, I gotta tell you, it's so close. I am not putting the labels up until the end of the run so you can form an opinion without knowing which is which. Into the metal sheets.
TrueD breaking up.
Laforge is hanging on.
Yeah.
So pretty clear winner here.
At the moment.
Yeah.
14.3 volts.
Here I'm going over into the metal beams. How about now?
Now Laforge has some flickering. TrueD has never stopped flickering.
Okay.
Laforge comes and goes, it clears up. More so than TrueD.
One more pass here.
TrueD slightly more breakup.
Alright, I'm coming back.
Laforge is the winner on that though.
Okay, so Laforge, I think we're starting to develop a methodology here. We're starting to develop a methodology here. Science is messy, you know. I had the idea of doing a bracket, but then decided I didn't like the way that guys would get knocked out early. We wouldn't really get an order. Now we're starting to figure out an order. RapidFire, slightly edged out Laforge, slightly edged out TrueD. Now we're learning something. All right. This is Laforge versus Achilles. This is the latest Achilles firmware, 1.8. And in case I didn't mention it, both of them are on the fastest diversity switching speed. I like that idea of leaving the labels off to the end so much, I'm going to do it again. It wouldn't work to do it for the RapidFire or any of the modules with OSD because you'll see it. But for the modules with no OSD, you can form a more unbiased opinion. I won't go right into the metal this time. How are they doing, Bob?
The one on the bottom is really breaking up.
That's going to be Achilles, right?
Yeah.
Is that you or me?
It's not me.
Alright, I'm going in now to the metal where there's lots of bouncing and multipathing. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing breakup from both, but worse.
Achilles is doing worse?
Yeah.
Let me go down a floor and see, because right now we're getting bounces, but we're also getting a fair amount of obstruction. Let me drop down a couple floors and see if that changes anything. Coming in a lower floor. Ooh. Where we get a little bit more of a direct path and maybe we'll get a little bit more bouncing. What do you see it?
Breakup from both, it's about equal.
About even here?
Yeah. Now more so from Laforge.
More from Laforge than Achilles? Achilles is holding on more now?
Yeah. Now they're back to both.
Coming back out a little bit. How about now?
About equal.
So it seems like it's holding in there.
Yeah.
Achilles seems to be hanging in there. I guess we got to put Achilles up against RapidFire.
Yeah. It's about the same.
Yeah, okay. That's exciting.
The Ford might have beat it just a bit.
Depending on where in the test we were.
Depending on where you were, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
This next test is between the RapidFire and a prototype module from OwlRC. That's the same company that makes the OwlRC Dragon frame and the OwlRC SWR meter. They're working on a module. And when I first heard about this, I thought, oh, well, how good could it be? Well, see for yourself. This module is not for sale yet, but I asked him if he wanted me to release the results, and he said, sure, go for it. So here they are.
We should get some bouncy reflections off this floor. How are they doing? Oh, okay.
Bouncy reflections.
What are you seeing?
Right now, I'm seeing the owl do better.
The owl's doing better than the RapidFire?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to put the DVR up while we're... Obviously, we'll put the DVR up. How about now?
Right now, they're pretty much equal.
Yeah.
The owl's still doing a little bit better.
Really? That's interesting.
Got some bounce coming out of the
Coming back out.
RapidFire.
I'm going up one floor now. See, I think this will make the signal a little weaker. Who knows, man? But these flying between parallel metal walls is just about the worst thing you can do. How are they doing?
I'm getting a lot of bounce out of RapidFire, and the owl is doing way better.
Wow.
Folks, it's interesting to note that RapidFire in this test seems to be doing worse than it did in previous tests. The only thing that has changed here is that the camera is in PAL mode instead of NTSC mode. And that's because the OwlRC firmware had a bug where it didn't work right in NTSC mode. RapidFire works in PAL mode, and you can see that RapidFire has a lock because the OSD, the RSSI, is visible at the top of the screen. But maybe that's related to why RapidFire is doing worse. I don't know.
Let's run one more test. Let me run one more test. I'm just going to fly around the building. Like, let's just take it out around the building and see what happens. I'm going to drop out completely. How are they doing now?
The owl is not doing as good now.
Okay.
I think it's all depending on where you're at.
14.3
How about now?
Right
Owl's...
now, the RapidFire is doing better.
Okay.
Now it's jumping. Now they're both flying.
Yeah.
The RapidFire jumps where the owl does not.
So I think we should put the RapidFire into mode 1. Sheesh. I keep thinking I'm going to run into one of those wires. So that's the RapidFire in mode 1.
It almost looks like the screen's about to roll, but it doesn't roll. It
Yeah.
just glitches.
Let's just real quick put the RapidFire into mode 2, which is the new sort of backwards compatibility diversity mode. Now this has not been released as far as I know. I think this is just a beta firmware. And it's kind of like halfway between legacy diversity and full-on RapidFire unicorn magic. And the idea is that if you're having a little bit of trouble with camera compatibility, that RapidFire mode 2 can help you. Let's just take a look real quick at what that does. I'm going to go ahead and just fly behind the building first. Now normally I would say flying behind the building was kind of a sensitivity test, but there's so much bouncing coming through that building. You can't avoid multipath in this scenario. How'd they do? Who won? Who do you think did better?
The owl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me go through one more time. How about that time?
They're both breaking up.
I'm going to go in here on the second floor. And I'm in the metal again.
You still got jumping coming from the RapidFire.
Owl is solid?
The owl is just breaking up a little bit, but it's not jumping.
Okay.
So,
I feel like based on what you're telling me, we can say that the owl edged out the RapidFire here.
just in terms of not jumping, if it wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, the
Okay.
RapidFire was just jumping.
All right, folks, we got one more. It's going to be 5 of the modules together all at once. I know there are so many modules you wish were in here that didn't make it. EV200D, Clearview. Yes, I will be doing this again as long as this construction site is available. Let me know down in the comments if you think there were any that we got wrong. If so, I blame Bob. It was all his fault. Let me know if there's any matchups that you would like to see again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to let you go out on these results. I'm just going to remind you here, this is my full-time job. We spent all afternoon doing this, trying to get this awesome science data done so you can make better decisions about what module is the right one for you. And if you appreciate that, please go check out my Patreon. Please use my affiliate links. Any kind of ways you support me, I sure do appreciate it. Happy flying.
You're not watching to see who's winning, especially because there's 6. It's not like you could. So there's going to be a little bit of a suspense. We won't know who wins until we get to the very end. I really would like to see the EV200 results. I gotta say, the EV200 is looking really good. Back here, there's almost no, there's some breakup, but like just lines in the picture, but no actual full breakup. I'm going to drop in here now. It's a little disorienting because the field of view is not exactly what I'm used to. Okay, we're going to just fly through here. This is on the lower floor. We'll get some multipath. And I'm going to come out. And we'll go to one of the upper floors. This one, I think there isn't if there is a fence. Damn, those little fences come out of nowhere, man. I can feel my battery is trying to die on me. I'm having a little trouble seeing the obstacles with the screens in the EV200. I gotta bring it in. My battery is really gonna take a dump any minute now. I can't see my OSD because my camera is set to PAL. Yeah. I gotta bring it in. That's gonna do it. Oh yeah, there we go. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do.